No song?
No song. Welcome to the Ramblecast Afterdark. My name is Matt, as usual, joined by Jack, Chris, and no Nick. No Nick.
When was the last time all four of us were together?
I don't know. It's a rarity this season.
Because I backed out at the last second last week. I had one of those days with my grandkids. They're lucky to be alive.
We actually thought we speculated that you knew that we were going to talk about Star Wars, so you were just like, I'm out.
I did say to myself, I go, well, they won't mess me because the first hour and a half will be about Star Wars. I mean, I didn't listen. I'll be honest with you, I didn't listen. Not that I didn't want to listen. I just
pretty close.
I just said I just mentally couldn't do it. They broke me.
I think it was like the first 15 minutes was and at that's being generous. It's probably more like 5. Chris talked about the sphere, and then we talked about then we talked about Andor.
Oh, that's right, because you went to Vegas.
I did.
Yeah,
that's
and
right.
then we bookended it with Nick talking.
I was like, I go, what show is that? And that's right. He went to Vegas.
Talked about Lake Como and his Italy trip. So Sherry is wishing someone on this show a happy belated birthday.
And
Thank you,
Sherry. I think Matt and I both wished Chris a happy birthday, and I wouldn't have done it if you wouldn't have told me. I go, I think Chris is having like 2 birthdays a year now. I swear, I just wish you a happy birthday.
No, it's the one and only birthday of the year. Was yesterday.
His wife had a birthday close to Mother's Day.
Her birthday was the 15th.
And then your son has a birthday at the end of April, which coincides like almost.
That's also true. Yes.
But within our podcasting crew, we have a lot of like Chris crossovers because like Jay is one day away from my wife. As far as
I'm here. I'm turning my camera off for a hot second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
But I'm still here.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I've got. But I have noticed there are some birthday. I thought there was something with Jack's too, but I can't remember. Yours is
mine is surrounded by family. My aunt's is August 5th. My granddaughter's is August 9th. So I blame my daughter who had a very bad pregnancy. She looked. I mean, she's lucky to be alive. One of those things. And I said, "You couldn't."
Same with her children.
Yeah, exactly. And so I go, you couldn't hold out for 2 more days and have it on because my oldest daughter, was born the same day as my dad. So, that, and there's other August. It's just August. It's like, oh, come on, man. Because I don't. We lost Chris, but it's just so I apologized last week because I gave you guys late notice. I think
Okay.
I can't do it. I mean, I'm so burned out.
No, hey, we've all been there, and I just no worries. I mean,
well, they had it just was like
we were happy to talk about Star Wars without you.
Yeah, and again, I said, well, they don't need me anyway, but I was just like going, God, I went to bed like at 10 o'clock.
I've had days like that. 10 o'clock though is early for you. Yeah, I feel.
And well, I've been going to bed earlier because it's just because I have 3 of them, and it's just the 2 brothers, they're like the Glatfelter boys. They fight a lot. The Emery boys are they fight all the time, and now I got to watch because the youngest one. And
you said Glatfelter boys. Do you mean the Gallagher brothers?
Yeah,
Cole and Liam.
Yeah, those guys.
Gallagher? Yeah.
Gallagher?
Am I wrong? Gallagher?
That sounds familiar.
I feel like Treese would be like, dude, it's this.
Yeah, he's probably listening and correcting you now. We call Alex, the Colleen and Jay's kids, the Glatfelter boys.
Okay.
And then we call the Emerys, my youngest daughter, and her kids, the Emery boys. Okay. And right now the youngest one, the youngest, my oldest daughter, she has the girl and a boy, and the youngest one keeps getting bit by the second youngest grandkid. He's biting. And so we started putting a little bit of soap in his mouth like this, just a little tiny little soap foam on his mouth. I go, how bad could it be? And then I tried. I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. I go, but he doesn't like it. I said, stop biting. Because my oldest daughter, she looks, gets a magnifying glass on her son and goes, are these bite marks? I go, I don't know. I don't know if he bit him or not. But the second youngest Ashton, I go, how do you take this kid to the doctor and not get social service called on you? Because my youngest daughter was such a klutz. He has bruises all over his body. He had a bruise down the side. I go, the hell happened? He ran into the corner of a table and just swelled up. And then today we have these scooters they ride. He crashed it, smacked his head. I go, oh my God, you got a welt. I go, what the heck is going on here? So I had an ice pack. So then the youngest one gets on the scooter and then pretends to fall off. And oh, my head. So that's what I deal with all day long.
Sherry says in the chat, I used to see my mother-in-law mumble something when people would leave. I finally asked her what she said. She smiled and said, I love to see them come and I love to see them go. Oh, wait, yeah. I love to see them come. I love to see
it's 10-hour days. I mean, it's a long, Cindy gets off like at 1:00 and helps out. But it's 10-hour days. By the end of the day, I'm done. And, it's just like,
your kids need to understand how much you're giving them.
I think they do, but then sometimes they go, oh, can we go there? Do you mind watching them on the weekend? I go, what?
I watch them all the time.
What? I go, are you kidding me? And Cindy goes, well, I'll be home. I go, that's great. Anyway.
Sure. And then somehow you get roped in.
Yeah, I just want to have some
sure
me time. Me time. Sure. I'm not living for. I'm going to be 63 here soon, and I'm only having one birthday a year, unlike Chris. I mean, it's just I can't, just like that. But luckily, in a couple weeks, my daughter teaches school. She'll be off. I think she's close to being. She's had it as a teacher, but she had
Heather?
Heather. She had who joined us on the TikTok.
Yeah,
she had a parent today just screaming at her. I'm not really sure. She just took over the teacher that was in charge. Something happened. So this is her first day dealing with this child.
Oh.
And the guy's just screaming at her. She came home crying. And, we're like going, I go, this at some point I go, Heather, you have to go, all right, I got it. I understand you're upset. But I can't do anything for you. And I'm not going to let you scream at me. I'm not going to let you treat me like crap. So if you want me to help you, I'm here to help you. If you're going to scream at me, this conversation's over. I go, that's what you have to say. I go, I used to let people yell at me for a while. Then I'd go, all right, that's enough. We're done. Especially reffing and stuff like that. I go, that's enough. I go, keep it up. Blah, 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 blah. Gonna get a penalty.
So I work in an industry where people feel that they have the free pass to treat people like absolute fucking dog shit. And like my team knows that I'm the one you go to when something like that happens, because I have zero tolerance for it. Like I don't let it happen. Like you're not going to treat my team like shit. If you do, we're not going to help you. And I used the other day, I used a line that I saw from I don't know if it was a TikTok skit or if it was like a, whatever, but there's this guy who's like a business owner. I think he ran like a food restaurant, like a taco shop or something. And some stupid fucking bitch went up to him and was like screaming and yelling or whatever. And he comes over and he's like, hey, I heard you wanted to speak with the manager. And she's like, and she started off with like, you guys are just dumb, but they're stupid. And he's like, wow, that's an interesting place to start. And I used that. I used it on a customer the other day.
Well, that's a huge.
Much to the chagrin of some of my superiors, but I used that line, and it stopped them dead in their tracks.
Oh,
They're
wow.
Like, well, no, but this is how it all started. And I'm like, listen, like, here's the deal. You're not going to talk to my employees like the way you have. And because of your actions and because of how you chose to speak to us, we're not helping you today. Now, you're welcome to come back tomorrow if you're in a better mood, but we're not helping you today. It's time for you to go. That's it.
And it seems like people just, it's gotten worse.
Yeah.
Cindy said the other day, this lady was throwing things at her. Because she goes, ma'am, this is the deal. It's the Coles cash thing. And she goes, I would just tell them to fuck off. At this point in my life, I'd be like, you can keep screaming at me, but fuck it. This is
honestly, COVID is what changed a lot of it. At least from my perspective of what I've observed is that ever since COVID, people have been shittier, like really shittier. Like there's no like consideration for people who work in customer service, and people just don't have any patience when they come in.
I'm gonna go one step further. I think it's the phone. I think people are so caught up in their own little world that they just don't care. I mean, people are just rude. You see it when they're driving. You see it. I mean, society is just going downhill because people are just they don't know how to talk to people.
And what's interesting, right? And for everyone listening, it doesn't matter where you're going or wherever it is, or if you're in a situation where you're going to be working with someone who's in the customer service field, whether it's retail, travel, whatever, you might be impressed with how much treating people with kindness will do for you. That's it. Simple. Like, I mean, when you go out of your way, not out of your way, if you just make your way part of that path of just being fucking kind to people, you'd be surprised of how easier things are for everybody involved. I'm not saying you're going to get preferential treatment, but you never know. You might. You might catch somebody on a good note, or you might catch somebody on a bad day, and you come in and you're the person that kind of turns it around for them. That could make someone's fucking day, week.
I found like, we go on walks a lot of times, and it's like just making eye contact with somebody on the, like, good morning,
Hey, she's hot. Like, oh wait, I'm with my wife. I'm sorry, I can't do that.
No, but I mean, like, it just kind of spreads this like you make eye contact with people that sometimes like they're just kind of like don't want to be seen, or they're just kind of downtrodden. And it's like you make eye contact and you're like, hey, good morning. It's like it just, I don't know. There's a little bit of there is a lot of entitlement as well.
You're talking about walks, but a couple of years ago I used to take the kids, Ava and Hayden, when they were younger. I used to take them on walks. I would push the two cars together, and now I just kind of don't walk anymore. But there was, everyone's, hey, good morning. Hey, good morning. It was such a friendly, but there was this one lady. She would get that face where, like, if you fucking say good morning to me, I'm gonna rip your face off. And she lives at the end of the street. I don't know if she's there anymore, but I'd be like,
she had a case of the Mondays.
Yeah, she had a case of just I'm gonna kill you. Wow. And I finally just said nothing to her. I just said she's just doesn't want to. I respect that. If you don't want me to say something to you, but first time I go, hey, good morning. She go. I said, okay, nothing. I got two cute kids here, because a lot of people. Can I talk to you? I go, sure, talk. You can take them if you want. I don't care.
This one bites.
Yeah, no, that they didn't bite, but
no, I know, but it's just like
the other one bites. It's like, oh,
this one bites. But
he's a biter. But his mom, to be fair, his mom was a biter.
My sister was a biter. So we had this book called there was a whole series of them. This was when they were toddlers, and one was Teeth Are Not for Biting, and then there's another one called Tails Are Not for Pulling. So I think it's teeth are not for biting, but it basically was talking about like not like it's real basic. It's a toddler kid book. So,
He's a lot. It's funny because
tails are not for pulling though. We read that one quite a bit.
he was the easiest.
Not because my daughter had a problem with it. It was just more of like she liked
to pull ponytails.
No, it's like tails, like dog tails.
Oh, dog tails.
You were thinking ponytails. I see where your mind's at.
Well, you got a ponytail. I mean,
don't pull a horse tail though, because you'll probably get kicked in the face.
Oh yeah, you see it on. You can go on TikTok and see videos of that where people fuck with a horse. It's like,
yeah,
what the fuck you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, what do you think? I mean, a horse is not going to take any of your shit.
That would be an interesting thing to kind of bring into the retail environment. Oh, yeah. You want to talk to the manager? Come right over here. You see this? Go ahead and just pull on this.
Bam! Oh, but I know like what Chris is saying.
Nothing.
I think being in the retail for years. I mean, most of my life, and actually being a ref too, is like, it's like, oh my god, it's like, but
yeah, it's crazy, man.
I know when I became a ref, I didn't argue as much when I was playing.
Yeah, because you have a respect for the job.
Well, it's just like I understand now what they're, except for maybe Dale a couple times, but
I mean, even now with coaching my son's kindergarten soccer team, like I've already seen it. I've already seen like parents being fucking complete douchebags.
And this is what, kindergarten? You said?
Yeah, they're sick.
It's incredible. It's just parents are the, and I think it's getting worse because I think the parents see the money.
The glass half empty today, aren't you, Jack?
Well, I'm just saying.
It's getting worse.
It's getting.
It is. You're not wrong, man.
I used to tell coaches if you're on the far bench over there and you're screaming at me across the ice, you're just pissing me off.
Yeah, you're just being annoying.
I go, because you're letting everybody in the thing know that you didn't agree with the call. I go, if you want, let me, when I get switch, because you switch as a ref, you're constantly switching sides. I go, talk to me then. I'll answer you. But if you're screaming at me across the thing, more than likely you're just going to get a penalty. So shut your mouth is what I'm trying to say. Because you got parents. I threatened to call the cops on parents several times. I go, all right, if you're not going to shut up, I'm just going to call, because we had radios. We didn't, because it was too cold in the rink for the fragile scorekeeper to keep score at the center ice.
Is it Jay?
Jay was one of them. Yeah. Jay was the worst, because Jay would, especially when him and Colleen first started dating, because we said, hey, do you want to, we can pay like so much a month, because we were paying for his phone, so much a month for your unlimited text. He goes, I don't text that much. And then one day we got a bill for like $180 because he was texting Colleen nonstop. We used to do it when he was keeping score. Denies it, but we know what he was doing. And I go, can you put the fucking goal up there? Because people are yelling at me, hey, it's 4-3, it's 4-3. I go, I don't know. My idiot son, he's not putting the goal up, because I don't hold back. I'm going to blame whoever can take the blame off me. But anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, no, as someone who worked in retail, I'm a little more understanding when I go into something going, okay. And like when when I'd watch soccer, and I did get a little frustrated one time when Zach was playing baseball. I said, come on, Blue, what the, and I went, everyone turned, I go, I'm sorry. Sorry. I go, yeah, he missed the call, but that's okay. I'm going to keep quiet. That was wrong.
I had a moment a couple of weeks ago. It's I can't, maybe it's longer than that. We've had so much rain up here in the Northeast, and like it exclusively rains on Saturday and Sunday. It's nice during the week, but it's complete shit on weekends.
We actually had the opposite. We got the rain.
Oh, really?
Middle of the week. And
then, thanks. So you got you're the one who gave it.
But at least my daughter's graduation was not.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, sorry that you got rained out. But
that high school graduation's a big deal. So
They would have kept delaying it because apparently they got to have it on the field. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, we should go back to your. I mean, that's a big ass deal.
I guess.
But
it's
yes,
I'm
fucking
just-
daughter's graduation. That's huge.
I'm just
fucker. I don't care.
Whatever.
She's done.
No, I was coaching one of the handful of times we've been able to play, and it's like we have like 4 or 5 kids tops that actually show up, right? So it's like it's not even a full squad. They're just going out there just dribbling the ball around and doing whatever bullshit, and then halfway through we switch over to doing a scrimmage because there's like 7 or 8 teams playing simultaneously. Yes, those at home doing the math, it would be wiser if they cut the teams in half and had more kids per team. Yep, I agree. But
that doesn't make sense.
No, why would we do that? But the coach for the opposing team, this is where it gets a little funny, and my reaction was just, I think back to it. Anyways, so we had 4 or 5 kids there, and we split up the teams. We even like gave them 1 or 2 of our players because they didn't have even 4 or 5. They needed to have extra players. So we had a couple of our kids from my team, my son's team, go and play on the other side. And we still, like I say, the kids on our team, just, I don't know if they're just more aggressive or whatever it is. It's definitely not skill because there's a complete lack of skill on that
the
field.
Coach says, kill him.
But like a couple of kids in our team go out there and they're just like dribbling, and then they're like falling over the ball and kicking into the goal, whatever. They're just aggressive. And the other team that we're playing,
they're not afraid, so they.
The other team that we playing against, and you ready? I'm just going to say this. Well, I can't say it just in case someone reports back to me.
Say it.
They're a bunch of pussycats over there on the other scheme, and they're just like
you wanted to drop cats, didn't you?
I did, but like here's the deal. Like, but the thing is, though, I mean, they're 6-year-old kids,
Sure,
like so it's like no one's like. You're not expecting anything, right? Out of a bunch of 6-year-olds.
Some of them.
You're not expecting Pele to be.
No, exactly. There's no Cristiano Ronaldo walking onto these little pee-wee soccer field, right?
Most of them can't read. Okay?
Yeah, no, all of them can't read, dude. You know what I mean? But the other coach,
like how to get a ball in a net, it's like they can't even.
Yeah. The other coach approaches me after the scrimmage, and he's like, it's probably a good idea if you institute a rule that these kids have to pass the ball at least twice before they shoot on goal. Just a recommendation, just a heads up. It's probably a good idea of a thing to do as a coach.
So he's being passive aggressive.
Oh my God, dude. And I sat there, I looked at him, I go, really? I'm like, okay. And I just like turned around and walked away from him. I was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!"
Next time, these
kids aren't gonna listen.
And on top of that, dude, like, look, I'm here volunteering because it's a cool thing to do for my kid and for your kid, right? We're not fucking coaching skills here, bud. Like, we're babysitting fucking toddlers like run around like fucking baby giraffes and topple over a soccer ball, and maybe they kick it into the net.
They're just there for fun, exercise, fresh air.
I mean, like we get like a directive every week of like, here's what you should be practicing, and it's all the same shit with different names, right?
Maybe your kids should learn how to play some fucking defense, huh?
I mean, that's what I want.
Not putting the pussy cat in goal.
Yeah, like
maybe you should get over the fact
you see your kid over there who's literally fucking digging for worms off the field. Like, maybe you should tell him to fucking get in front of the ball.
My son used to do Michael Jackson when playing baseball. So
moonwalk.
Yeah, he would be out there doing.
And it's funny because, like, on the same day, Jackson also has baseball, and it's like, baseball is just so much more of a like controlled sport. It's not just madness running around.
Right.
So seeing them out there, and they're all goofing off and having a good time, and like he's played against his buddy, who's actually on his soccer team, but doesn't play on his baseball team. And his buddy gets on base, and he's supposed to be running the second. He just stops in the middle of the base path and starts like shooting the shit with my son. And it's like, everyone's like, "Come on, man, you gotta go, you gotta go." It's so much more fun. I mean, maybe it's more fun because I'm not coaching, but
that's what it is. Because coaching, you got to deal with the parents. You got to deal with the
you're a bit of a lightning rod.
Stupid, man. I hate sports parents who are like Johnny Hardo sports parents. Like, go.
I had a kid who I was coaching. I'd coached different levels at house league, and then the kid was 5, and he comes to me, he goes, you need to be more tougher on my son. I go, he's a good little player. I go, they're young, it's mites, which is like, hey, they're mites. I mean, they're
right
4, 5, and 6. I go, that's just not my approach with the, especially house league. I go, he goes, no, I want you to scream at him.
No.
When he's doing something wrong. I go, yeah, I'm not going to do that. He goes, what do you mean you're not going to do that? I go, I'm not going to scream at I'm not screaming at a 4 or 5-year-old playing hockey.
Yeah.
I go, trust me. I go, when they get older, yeah, I'm going to scream at him. I go, but I'm not screaming at a 4. He went to the hockey director, took him off my team. Because he put him on another team where the coach would scream at him.
Oh my gosh!
And the kid was done playing hockey like a year, and the kid had talent. But at 4 or 5, I mean, but he was one of the better players. I go, I even told the dad, I said, look, he's one of the better players. I go, let him enjoy the game. I go, when he gets older and then he gets to travel, I go, then you can say, okay, hey, you need, if you want to play travel, you got to suck it up, and that's the real. But this guy who said. And he wouldn't talk to me after that. I go, whatever, I don't care. I go, look, I'm not going to scream at this kid. I go, I'm not going to sit there and scream at a 4 or 5-year-old. Hey, what the fuck is your problem? Right. Pass the fucking puck. I'm not going to do that. Maybe if it's 7, but not at that age. But like you said, opposing coaches. I had a coach that it was actually the rink that Dell was managing, and it was Costa Mesa. And this guy, we were killing him, but the guy was really dirty. And I turned to the coach and said, hey, do you play hockey? He goes, yeah, I'm in a league. I go, let me know what league it is, because I'm going to join that league and then kick your fucking ass. And he goes, what? And I go, I'm going to kick your fucking ass. He goes, you're threatening me? I go, no. I go, I'm going to join the league you're playing in, take the penalty, and kick your fucking ass. I go, because you're gutless. You're sending these kids out here to be dirty, but I bet you're not. You probably can't even fucking skate. Oh. So anyway, I had kind of a attitude, but that was travel hockey. That wasn't a 4-year-old, 5-year-old. But yeah, I get what you're talking about, Chris. Coaches are just
you know what a good way to calm down from being riled up in that way?
Yeah.
Is to take a commercial break.
All right. That's a commercial break.
I don't coach anymore though.
So your kid graduated high school, man. Let's talk about it. How'd that go?
Yeah, it was cool. I'm really proud of her. It was a really, really nice day. So
she picked a college.
Yeah. Like she did a lot more than I ever did. So I can't be more proud, just.
Well, you were stoned the whole time, right?
No. Not in high school.
Not in high school?
No.
Okay.
Maybe like my senior semester when I had art classes, but not during the.
I like the drawing behind you.
Oh, thanks. I was working on that today. I did that.
I keep looking at it. I go, it's pretty fat, but I can't.
I was. You know what I was doing, and I'll segue back to my being a proud papa. But I was doing a TikTok live, Jack. They gave me the power. They gave.
I told you could do it. I said.
Well, no, I couldn't. But I put through a little request, I submitted a little
help ticket, if you will.
A help ticket, and then all of a sudden one day, I had it.
Did they ever respond to you?
No.
Now they're like, "Fuck, I don't. Whatever. Here, fucking have it."
Exactly. I think it's mostly done with the algorithm. It's because they don't
exactly what they did. Yep.
Because they'll at some point go, "Oh, this video's banned." I go, "For what?" And I go put it on. And
for what? Okay.
we're okay. They all
I like
do
how
that.
your screen went out for that.
For what? It just, because I still pissed because I had a video like 150, 100. It was just boom, boom, boom. They canceled mine. I couldn't get it back on. And yet that video is still out. Other people talking about that video. It was some guy running.
Wow.
And it's like a year and a half ago. But I said,
Huh.
well, why did mine get taken down? Fuckers. Anyway, go ahead,
What the
Matt.
fuck happened to my I'm sorry. I'm like playing around with the camera here. This thing is just not as good as I wanted it to be.
What is fresh out of perfect?
Oh, that was from last week. I just didn't get a chance to change it. So that is a reference to Andor.
Okay, then move on. Matt, how was the graduation?
It was lovely. They had it in the morning, although I would say not my favorite brand of white people in the crowd, but really proud of my daughter.
Not your favorite brand of white people in the crowd?
just some of the. There's an inverse correlation on some people that hoop and holler, but anyway.
Oh, because they say it ahead of time. Don't.
Well, and they had it kind of in their football field, so everybody can come, and that's fine, whatever. Like
I hate when people break the rules because you can't hear the next person.
Exactly, that is exactly my point. And they did space it out nicely, so it's not just like bam, 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 and fortunately, my daughter was at the beginning of the alphabet because by the time you get to the end, it's like people are just boom, 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 boom up and down the stadium and stuff like
Fucking
that.
white people.
But yeah, but she got summa cum laude.
Oh,
nice. Yeah, and she got like this. She got 2 chords. One was some governor thing, and then the other one was
you never got that.
Never got I had the tassel, but not chords.
Well, we all get the tassel. Come on.
Yeah.
I had them on my boobs.
You beat me to it.
And then she had two other medals, so I was proud. So and
that's good. That's congratulations.
So yeah, it's
was it AI doing the announcing, or was
No.
it because when I don't know if I talked about this, my daughter got her master's at the school.
Mm-hmm.
I go, how is this person pronouncing those names? Because some of the names were like, I mean, tougher than Gladfelder.
Sure.
And I go, this has to be AI. My wife's like, no, she's saying. I go, no, she's not. I go, I go. So it turns out Heather said, no, we hand a card and they put it in a computer and it would announce your name. I said,
no, there were 2 because one person stopped and then halfway through another person started up.
I give people credit for that because that's a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean it was. So anyway, she's going to school here in our city. There's a Franklin College, and she got a pretty good scholarship there. She was wanting to go to wherever she got the most money, but also she liked kind of how the class was going to be a lot more personalized. Like it was smaller class sizes.
The less you can spend on college, the better.
Yeah, it's an absolute fucking waste of money.
Yeah, well, she got like, I don't want to. Do I brag? Do I
brag?
Dude,
brag.
She got like a $30,000 scholarship to the.
Wow!
Hell yeah, dude!
Wow!
So, yeah.
Why are you bragging?
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm
that's impressive. That's impressive.
Real proud of her. So, and she gets to bike and walk to school. So.
Well, that's cool.
I mean, she can obviously drive herself, but it's close enough that she can actually just take the park system she can just take the park trail to school if she wants to.
Yeah, college is just it's crazy what it costs.
Yeah, no, it can. So, but and then this college, like they do a good job, I guess, of placement, like trying to make sure that you get into a job after you're graduated, so it's more of a.
And really, that's what college should be.
Private as opposed to the state school. So.
And you shouldn't have to do math and all that. It just.
That's my job to brag. Well, I am proud, and it's just like it's a weird kind of humble thing. It's like I didn't even know what to say when I did an Instagram thing. I haven't been on there for a while, and I was like, "What do I say?"
Brag.
I am proud.
It's impressive when you're like
just don't want to be all like, "Look at my kid." So, but
I mean,
yes,
I said with my kids, I didn't even go to college. I signed up, but I said, fuck it. I felt like going because back then you weren't pressured into going to college.
sure. Well, and I mean, and there
just
are
gonna
jobs out there that you don't need college for. That are great paying jobs.
There's
It's not that,
many. I
but
think college. I mean, it's a scam for a lot of people. I mean, if you're
sure.
not planning on doing something that it's like, I don't know. I just think these people get into debt
But
for
there's a lot
no
of doors that
reason.
are not open to you unless you have that
No,
degree.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the
So
problem. Because I still remember when I was.
it's a sand trap with education too, because it's like if you get too much education and you want to be a teacher, then it's, oh well, we can't pay you this rate. So it's just like
Right.
it's like more education you have, and then you're less likely to. I don't know. It's a weird.
My daughter got more getting her master's. She got a big bump.
Oh, that's good.
But still, it's
But if you have that master's and then you're entering the work field sometimes.
Yeah, they'll look at you and go, oh no, you're overqualified.
You're over exactly so because I think both.
But I think college for the most part is like they should. I don't know. I think it's just. I wish they'd go back to where it was in my time. It's like, okay, if you're going to be a doctor, lawyer, or something specific, it's like, okay, But then when they said, okay, you have to, I still remember looking at jobs back in the day, and you to sell tickets at the Mets, to be a ticket seller at the Mets. That's when you used to buy tickets, walk up. Now it's, you do it all online, but you had to have a college degree. I said, to sell tickets at the Mets games, I have to have a college. I mean, I wasn't going to go there, but I said, right. I'm just looking around. I go, why do I have to have a college degree to sell tickets at the Mets games? Come on.
I think that was their way of weeding you out.
I can make change. I can do without the computer, because I was, I'm old. If someone gave me $5 and it was $2.50, I could give them $2.50 back. I mean, I didn't need a college degree for that.
If it was, $4.99 and somebody said I need 10% off, you'd be like, bam, it's $4.49.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I could do it, but anyway. Congratulations on your daughter. That's a
thanks.
That's a big deal.
That's awesome.
It was cool. a nice weekend. We had just a small thing. She didn't want like everybody that she doesn't know. So
okay.
Is
that why I wasn't invited? Because Chris and I weren't invited. Were you invited, Chris?
No, I didn't even know it was happening.
She didn't send you out one of her grad cards.
No, that's okay.
I don't know why. I was like, we also were like no gifts. Like we were kind of like, got this under control. Like
especially since you got 30,000. It's like, now you're just being greedy.
Well, my wife and I also had saved because there's like a state tuition fund that you can kind of put into, and then
that's pretty cool.
You get tax free. I don't know, some stuff.
504 plan.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's always got some weird number, but so we had some
myself.
stuff.
I gotta start putting money in that.
Yeah, it's good to kind of have.
It's ridiculous.
It's good to have some of that.
It's ridiculous how much debt people get in on these college. I'm sorry.
No, for sure. I mean, and it's again, it's not for everybody. And I see kids that waste their opportunities. I mean, I teach college. I see students, students that have disappeared on me a week before the end of class, and I'm like, it's your money.
Yeah, especially kids that take 6 or 7 years. It's like, okay, you're just making a big fucking mistake.
Sure.
Just do the work. Yeah, you can party. I get it. Because I went to I didn't go to San Diego State, but I went to a lot of the parties on the weekend. So it was like, I get it, but I don't know. I just think it's just a waste of money.
Yeah,
just a waste of money. But I did want to talk about something. I'm a big, if you know me, I'm big. I'm Papa. That's what the grandkids call me. I'm big on poop. I do a lot.
This is a good segue for you bashing college education.
Yeah, a lot of poop jokes. I'm not bad. No, ho. I'm not bashing education. I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting an education, but you shouldn't have to go bankrupt doing it.
No, I agree with that.
I'm just saying it's for profit. And
so
I remember doing it when we had Ludia. I did my daughter had a class. All three of my kids went to the same college. What was it called? Pembroke. It's up in Lumberton at Indian College. But anyway, she had a book that was $172. The teacher said, you have to have this book. You have to have it. Yeah, it was part of the teacher getting a kickback on it. They never opened the book. It was $172. I go, that's bullshit. I remember doing it when I had Jack's Rants. I did it, and someone said, you're a socialist. I go,
oh, how?
I go, whatever. I go, sorry, you shouldn't have to pay $172 for a book. Number one, I go, I can go to Barnes and Nobles, at the time was the thing. I can get a bestseller for $20. I go, why am I paying $172 for this book that they don't open? They never even open it. She sold it back for like $30. It was brand fucking new. And then they turned around, probably sold it for $172 again. Anyway, so where was I at?
I don't know, but
so anyway, so
I've got a lot that I could say, but I'm just gonna let's move
through. Say it.
No, no, it's fine.
Anyway, so I do a lot of poop jokes, and like I sing songs, poop, and one song I sing is poop around the corner, poop around the corner, poop around the corner for me, dee, 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 dee. And finally, my grandkids.
Why did we start with that song?
My grandkids asked, "What is that from?"
Okay, and
I go, "Well, back in the day, there was a cartoon when I was a kid. It was this flea that was saying food around the corner." And he was going looking for a dog, and now this dog.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, now this dog did
food around the corner. Food around the corner.
Food around the corner for me.
I know what you're talking about.
And I don't know if it was Elmer Fudd. I can't remember who
It seems like it's a Warner Brothers.
Yeah, it was.
That was like a short, right? It was like a.
Well,
Warner Brothers. I remember this.
Yeah. So anyway, this flea.
I'm gonna do.
Now the dog was getting in trouble because if he scratched, he goes, "I'm gonna have to give you a bath." And of course, the dog didn't want to take a bath. And then this flea takes up, and he's taking his, he's got a pickaxe, and he's hitting the dog, and the dog. And he's trying not to scratch.
An Inch in Time.
Is that what it's called?
1947.
Is that the year it came out? So the flea is irritating the dog, but the dog won't scratch, and he goes and slaps the cat, so the cat's claws him. So eventually, I showed my grandkids this cartoon. I said, "Yeah, let me show it to you." So eventually, the flea lights all this TNT and all this stuff and blows up, and the dog and the owner are dragged out by the flea. And this cat goes, "Now I've seen everything." And the cat pulls out a gun, and I'm not going any further. And my grandkids goes, "What did the cat do?" I went, well, I go, and my first thought was, what the fuck were we watching back when I was a kid?
I don't recall that, so maybe I'm thinking of something.
But I didn't either. And I go, oh, and because he blows himself, he shoots himself, and boom, he goes in the corner. I'm like going, what the fuck?
Yeah, I remember the drilling into the cat. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, and he bites him, the dog, and he bites him. But my grandkids were like going, what did the cat do? I go, I'll be honest with you. It's like a month ago. I don't remember what I said.
I do remember that.
I go, shit. I go, I don't know. But this is the cartoons we grew up with. There's no way.
What did the cat do?
I go, he fell asleep. I think he fell asleep. And they're looking at me like going, huh? I go, yeah, I think he went to sleep. Because they thought it was so cool because no, poop around the corner. I go, Papa's poop around the corner. I go, yes. And I go, if I would have known that, I would have cut it off well before, but I forgot all about the cat. And I'm like going, what the fuck did they do to us back in the day?
Be careful. Next time you sing that song, you might have a little kid pull a gun on you.
I don't know. I mean,
So the cat killed himself?
The cat killed himself.
Yeah,
because he hadn't. I've seen everything because the flea is pulling the dog and the owner.
Eventually, they probably censored that portion out, but
not on YouTube. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Not the YouTube version.
They showed the whole. You think the person would be? Maybe I shouldn't show this part.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't show this part. But it's like, fuck. I go. But that's the cartoons I grew up with. So we all grew up with. So
sure.
You said it came out in 47.
There was 2 dates for it. So the original one was 43, and then I think 47 there was a second one that came out. So
it's probably colorized in 47, right?
Yeah.
Well, it would have been color. I think the earlier ones was 43 was color.
Food around the corner, and I'd remember that from a kid, but I didn't remember. I didn't remember how it ended. And I'm just
shocking ending twist.
Yeah, it's like there's no, and be honest, there's no reason for that. I'm guessing that cartoonist didn't go to college. I'm just guessing.
Well, changing gears a slight bit, we have continued our journey in watching Lost in my house.
Oh, okay.
So we finished season 3, and we watched the first episode of season 4. Nice. And it's interesting, like, right? So I wouldn't say I'm personally like picking up on things I wouldn't have noticed before, but I'm like relating to parts of the story that I didn't relate to before. Like I'm getting some like oh, I never thought of this that way or whichever, and kind of like things I maybe just took for granted in the moment, right? And then just didn't really, I think differently, a lot differently.
About what part?
And I couldn't put a finger on it, if I'm being honest with you. But there's just like some certain themes. Like I think one of it is like the whole like Hurley turning into the person he wants to be, right? When like or needs to be, I guess. And when he's fed up with Jack at the moment where like they're trying to determine, are they going to stay and fight, or are they going to what are they going to do about not Penny's boat coming? And he like and Hurley kind of jumps up and like overpowers the conversation, being like, Charlie's fucking dead. We're gonna go and fix this. Like and just seeing like that part of that character development of like seeing people like all of a sudden have this weird new respect for him type of thing. I don't know. I guess it's also been fucking forever since I've watched it. You know what I mean? So just
I mean, that's a decent character like beat though.
Yeah,
like,
it was cool. And I was like playing a little bit of commentary for Emma, and she's like, "Yeah, like this is the characters are really cool in the show."
What did she think of the snake in the mailbox?
So she, I was referencing it with my wife, in the car, saying, "Oh, Emma got to watch season 3 of Lost," and I had to remind my Amanda what the final was about, and like I was like, not Penny's boat and Charlie dying, and then Emma said she called it in the future, and I was like, well, it's the flash forward, and then I went back and like I like showed her the mark.
Oh, so she guessed it.
She says she guessed it. Bullshit. I think she's playing a little revisionist history with that. Like she got it when she saw Kate, and it's like, shit. That's when we all fucking got it, dumbass.
Yep.
But she was really hot.
Oh my god, she really was when she's all like done up and whatever.
Because she wasn't Island Kate, which she was still attractive.
I think Island Kate is incredible. But it was fun for her to kind of see that, and that was another part of it too, right? Like knowing that it's a flash forward and watching how they made the episode and how they threw things in there to kind of throw you off a little bit. Like the scene when he's getting questioned by the new resident surgeon because he's raiding the medicine cabinet right there, and when he says that there's like a throwaway line, but they definitely threw it in there just to make you not think in that direction, was when once you go call my father, and if he comes down here,
right? Yes, exactly.
He's drunker than I am, right? And I was like, oh, okay. That's kind of cool how they did that. And I probably recognized that before when we were kind of analyzing each episode, but
Sure.
not having watched it in as many years as it's been, it was just kind of cool to see how they do that, you know. And then of course there's the character transition for Ben Linus in the last couple of episodes is pretty dramatic, and it's really cool to because he goes from the position of all assuming power, right? He's got this powerful position, and he's reduced to nothing when Jack beats the fucking piss out of him, and he's strapped up to the tree. But then he still plays those weird mind games of the fact that he saw Naomi get up and take off, and he's like, I don't know.
I don't know, maybe.
So it's really cool because it's just kind of shows that even when you think Ben's down, right, and he gets into those positions where if they finally fucking stopped him from doing his Ben things, he finds a way, right, to kind of find the advantage.
Well, he's always a couple steps ahead.
Yeah, exactly. And when he's not, he creates the advantage in some way or form. There's one cool, I think it was the second to last episode when I picked up on it because I look for these things, and it was fairly obvious, but as they're separating with one group going up to the radio tower and one group going the other direction to defend, or to the where the hell they go, whatever. And there's that hug goodbye that Kate gives to Jack, and you see in the background Ben kind of looks over at it, being like, You're like, well, why is he looking at that, right? And then he finds out, if you find out, maybe in a 20 to 30 minutes later, he's like, yeah. So when Kate gave you that hug, not that was appearing, but I also saw that she took the phone out of your pocket, and you're like, motherfucker. You know what I mean? He just holds on to these things, and so I feel like Ben Linus is re-solidifying himself in my pantheon of best villains of all time.
Well, that's why Locke never had a chance.
Yeah,
because Ben knew how to get into his head and fuck with him.
It's excellent.
Because Locke was a great character, but he was extremely flawed.
Oh yeah, and there's another thing too. When I was watching it, I'm like, oh yeah, man. And maybe it's just I'm watching it high now, but I don't know. But but the whole scene with it spanned a couple different episodes. I don't think it was the same episode. But when he's the man from Tallahassee, when he's trying to get Locke to kill his father, and you're like, why the fuck is he want him to kill his father? That's kind of odd.
And you mean Sawyer?
No, John. So he tries to get. I mean, ultimately Sawyer kills him, right? But he was trying to get
which was a great episode for
unbelievable,
Josh Holloway.
So he's trying to get John to kill his father, and you're like, in the moment you don't understand the significance of that act and why. Why did he bring his father to the island and just to see if John will kill him? But then, and I think it's a later episode. Maybe it's the same one. I can't remember. But then you kind of also observe that was the act that he had to commit for the others to accept him,
right? Exactly.
And then wipe out the Dharma Initiative,
right?
And you're like, oh, well, that's fucking crazy. But so was that the mission that Jacob had given him, right? I don't think they really allude to whether or not,
because Jacob was not a good guy. Jacob was a bad guy.
Sure, but it was just
tell Jay that
picking up on these things. I'm just like, oh man, it's kind of fucking twisted and really great writing at the same time. But making those connections again and again, I don't remember if maybe if I had came to that realization back, 15, 20 years ago when we were watching it, perhaps maybe I did, but they didn't stick with me. So,
well, the finale was 15 years ago last week.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool to
unbelievable
make those connections again. Maybe I guess it is, but it's making the rewatch a lot of fun. And
well, the best part is she has the snake in the mailbox, but she can watch the next episode right away. Not wait like 8 months. I figure it was a long.
That was
wait.
the longest break in the entire series, and it was probably the longest break for for any TV show that I was invested in ever. Like I remember where I was. I remember the emotion that I had happen. I remember like fucking. I was at my friend's house. And I was like racing home to see if I could download you guys' show. I needed to fucking like talk it out or hear it out and be a part of it, you know. And I remember being like, holy shit, how the fuck they just pulled that on us. Like that was incredible. Like this is amazing. And it to this day is probably one of the most like the keystone moment of me making like a realization of how great a television show is and how it made me like react. And I remember being fucked up because we couldn't watch that show for like a year.
Yeah. I mean, I remember saying on the podcast saying, I loved it, but I don't know if I'm going to I go, what happens? I go, we could be done, Jay. Cause I go, if they come back, if I don't like the way they go, what direction they're going in, I'm not going to podcast about it.
Right.
I go, I love that. I go, but how the fuck are they off the island? What the fuck's going on? I mean, it's just like, you know, and it like you said, it was there, but you know, Jack was they hit Jack pretty well, but when we see Kate all dolled up and it just, you know,
hello.
And it's like, wait a minute, they're not, wait, we got to go back. I remember saying, I don't know if I'm going to like it.
I remember that because, and I would, my opinions of Jay and Jack would waver, you know, because Jack would be too negative on one thing and Jay would always be like ever the optimist.
Well, you know, I think it's good.
And then Jay sometimes would go too easy on something. And then I'd be siding with Jack and be like, no, Jack's right on this thing, you know, and I think that was one of the things that I enjoyed about your podcast is that you both.
Well, I took a lot of crap because, especially going after Locke, I go because Jay loved Locke. He thought Locke was the greatest. But
even you two having that banter and that continued discussion about it, I think as a listener, it was something that we kind of knew the language and we were like here for that back and forth. So
yeah. Speaking of just like great episodes for specific characters and actors, like that season, episode 1 of season 4 is a Hurley episode.
Yeah,
and my God, that episode was great for him, right? Yeah. So that's the one in which, you know, I've mentioned before how he has that point where he breaks the conversation and steps up and is becoming like a leader, if you will.
His character definitely changed around season 4.
And even in his flash forward, right? So when he's like, I think it started off I think it was the episode, or maybe from a commercial break, starts off when you have like a car chase and it's like it's the Camaro that he worked on with his dad.
Yeah.
Like barreling through, and you're like, is this like a movie set? Like, what is this? And then they pull him out of the car because he smashes into the advertisement.
It was advertisement.
Yeah, or whatever the fuck it was. And then and he's like, we're gonna put you in the mental house. He's like, you can do that, right? And so he's falling back into this support.
And we didn't know at the time he was one of the 6.
Right. And like exactly. So like I don't recall, you know, what that part was to get him back to the island. So I was kind of like rewatching it again, being like, oh, okay, how are they gonna pull this off? Like, what are they gonna do? But like even his character in the flash forward, where like you're watching him go through this struggle, because you see in the opening couple of the opening scenes where he sees something on that CCTV and bolts out of the convenience store, and you find out it's Charlie that he sees, right? So it's like you get such a range from Jorge in that episode. It was just like so good to watch. But you know, at the end of the finale of season 3, I looked at her. She goes, "We have to watch the next episode." And I go, "Nope." I was like, I'm like, you gotta wait. She goes, let me guess. You're gonna tell me how long you have to wait between seasons. I do mention it a lot. And I was like, yeah, the fuck I did.
Total dad-daughter moment right there.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be
eye
honest.
roll and be like,
I gotta be honest. That's kind of cruel. I mean,
no, it's not.
I see.
I get it, but just you have
she has to experience some sort of strife when it comes to this.
Oh my god, I don't know.
So I made her wait a day. We watched the next day.
Okay,
sure.
But yeah, it was just one of those moments where I was like, "This is the point in which," and she goes, "You had to wait an entire 8 months before you could watch it." And I'm like, "Yeah."
Well, you're not wrong. I mean, but I don't know if I could have done that. I was said, okay, we'll watch it because I'm a softie. But I just
no. But she asked. She goes, "Can we watch an episode of Lost tonight?" And I was like, "No, sorry, kid. I'm recording."
Like, I'm podcasting about us watching Lost.
Yeah, right.
Because now it's getting to the point where it's getting all. It's all we're getting a
little weird with it, right? So now like it ended, the episode ends rather when they so they've made contact, they're coming to the island, and Faraday, you find out it's Faraday that parachutes onto the island first. He takes off the helmet and it's him, so you're kind of like, because it's the guy that
wait till they kill Alex.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember the kill Alex? Because remember, it's Kimi has Alex, and
that's right.
Come on, Ben, come out. He goes, no.
All right, I don't say anymore. I kind of love the fact that I don't remember it all. You know what I mean? So it's like
I remember going, oh my god, it was one of the worst deaths on the series.
It's like unwrapping a present that you forgot about.
Yeah, it really is.
I'm sorry. I'll stop.
No, it's okay. It's all right.
She's going to be. I think she's going to get some tears there because that was a hard.
She was almost in tears. She was like holding back the tears in with Charlie.
Charlie, I teared up. I'm not gonna lie. Even though we found the underwater hatch,
she was okay until she saw Claire and Aaron finding out the news.
Oh, okay.
And that was another point of that episode, right? When who the fuck was going to tell her? I think it was Desmond. I think Desmond was approaching her because they all make that reunion, and she's like looking around like, where's Charlie?
Where's Charlie with the peanut butter?
And Hurley sees. I think I'm pretty sure it's Desmond. Like takes a step forward, like he's going to go and break the news. And Hurley sees that. He's like, I got it, dude. And he goes up. And then it's like, how is he going to break it? How is he going to break it? Because he's been so like deadpanned, like leader serious for the past like couple of scenes. And he's holding his shit together because he's pissed at the situation. And obviously he's hurt because his best buddy passed, right? He shows this side of him that you haven't seen throughout the entire series, where he's got that rough exterior, and then the second he steps in front of Claire, and he can't even get the sentence or the phrase out, and he crumbles. Yes. And that was just such like, it was such like a incredible like polarizing moment for his that I fucking love this show. What it does.
You know what? I might do a rewatch because
these are the things that like I mentioned before. It's like I love the show, I remember the show, but I've forgotten so much of this show, and in falling back in love with it and growing a newer appreciation for how this show.
Your daughter, you're
having my daughter
and she loves it. That's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's fun. Watching a show with someone that hasn't seen it, or your kids. So
sure, yeah, it's just fucking unreal. And
even if you know it, sometimes there's something about it that kind of you enjoy it even more.
It's magical. It really is. It's an absolute.
I'll be honest. All the rewatches we did three. I did one with YouTube, and Jay and I did one. I always picked up something different.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, I never noticed that before." I mean, I've listened to all the podcasts, and it's just an amazing show. And you know, people that don't like it, I don't care. You don't have to like it, but it's
I was just seeing what the lens would do.
Oh, okay. But I was like, it's a great. I'm glad you're getting that experience with your daughter. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know I get on here every week and gush about some story that we already all know about, but hopefully,
I'm for it. Like, I love all of this Lost talk.
It's better than talking Star Wars.
Although, Jack, what you did miss out on is I did provide not an equal amount, but a pretty comparable amount of love towards the end of that series. And I know you haven't watched Andor yet, right, Jack?
I've not watched it yet. No.
You should. I honestly think that you will hate how much you like this show.
I mean, I like Star Wars. I mean, I don't mind. I just got to catch up on the Mandalorian. No,
but you have to have something to hate. I know, knowing what
I have to have something. I have to have something to hate.
Yeah, you do. Like you have to be the end.
Huh?
Did we lose Chris?
We lost
Chris. Up on us.
So he was talking about my hate. So you know.
Yeah.
I have that power.
Even though you're not producing.
No, I use the Force. I use the Force. I did see Cindy. I did see Mission. What you want? What?
One shout out here to John Liquor. John Liquor.
John Liquor.
Yeah, John Liquor. Barely knew it. Anyway, shout out to John in the chat that says Scavenger Rain was a great recommendation. Well, thank you very much. It has blown my effing mind so far. I hope you continue to watch it, John. I don't know if you're still in the chat with us, but it both the animation and the story and how it all unfolds, it's great. So,
he kicked the plug out of the wall.
Oh, he did? Is that what he? Oh, okay. Did he text you this?
Yeah, he texted the group.
Oh, okay. I don't have notifications on or I do, but it doesn't buzz me or else somehow in the random middle of the day in the most inopportune moment, my phone would just be like bing, 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 bing. I'm like, okay. So anyway, thanks, John, though, for checking that.
Thanks, John. Is John a new listener?
I don't know, but I was hoping to find out if Chris had checked it out. I know I had mentioned it on the last show.
I've never even heard of it. So
it's animated, but it's really visually. Yeah, you're like, I'm out. It's visually stunning.
As long as there's not food around the corner.
It's kind of like it's hard to describe, but it's like if Studio Ghibli made a movie about an alien world that could kill you.
Oh, okay.
But it also has this kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's unique, and it really drew me in because it was one of those shows that I was like, oh, I'll check this out maybe. What I should talk about though, while Chris isn't here, Jack, I know you had a topic, but I'm just going to steamroll you for a second.
That's okay. You can steamroll me.
The show that I started doing a rewatch for myself, but my kid, I think I even mentioned it to you. My family's always talking about Ghosts, like the show Ghosts, but they never would watch it. So I finally just started watching Ghosts with them. And my daughter has a very infectious laugh. And so watching a sitcom with her and even my son too, but she'll just, they both bust out laughing on a lot of that humor, especially the Thor character and him. And
Thor been dead for 1,000 years.
The way he delivers the line of like, oh, I wanted to get sucked off, it's so funny. So funny.
Did you like the
I've enjoyed it actually in the rewatch because I haven't watched this. I stopped this season.
Oh, okay, because you're watching. Okay,
because I started watching it with my family, and so even though I thought it
kind of petered out, but that's
sometimes I would sometimes I'd watch the show on my phone. So watching with my family, I kind of get a lot of more of like the little threads and throughs and what have you. So, but I had been also critical of this season early on, I think. So, I thought they
It
kind of
came
went.
back, but I think the last couple episodes, I go, both Cindy and I went, I mean, I'm gonna keep watching it because it's our show. That we don't watch too many shows together anymore. She hates watching shows with me because I'll piss. Because I watch a lot of on TikTok. I see a lot of scenes from The Rookie. The Rookie. I said, and she loves that show, and she watches it. I go, you know what? I go, I'm thinking about watching The Rookie. She goes, I'm not watching it with you. She goes, I go, why? Because I like it. And I don't want you being negative about it. I go, oh, maybe I wouldn't be. She goes, oh no, it's one of those shows you'd be picking it apart. And I go, all right, I'll just watch it on my own. But anyway, go ahead.
I will say for Ghost though, as far as what we consider the classic TV sitcom, ABC, NBC, CBS, whatever, like trope or that kind of brand, not the streaming service. I'm not talking about that. It's probably the best of this decade as far as a standard.
Yeah, I would agree.
Sitcom. I mean, because it's got a little bit of everything, and there's not a real main through will they, won't they?
Right.
There's a couple characters that kind of interact in certain romantic kind of ways, but it's not played up like the whole Jim and Pam or Ross and Rachel or any,
or
like
Sam and Diane.
Exactly. There's no over. So, and then you get characters from multiple different time periods all converging, with this really like a perfect, the classic confusion, like, oh, I'm talking to you, but you think this
but
is.
I wonder why some of them don't get sucked off because, it just.
That's the term for when
they seem like they're good people.
Sure.
How does Pete not get sucked off?
I don't know. He should have been sucked off long ago.
Yeah, I just, I don't know. It just seems like he's a perfect suck. Perfect.
I think whenever they decide to end this show, they should just have everybody get sucked off.
Sucked off, yeah.
It should be a group sucking off.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with that.
Anyway, if you don't know what we're talking about the show Ghosts.
Ghosts and
people, when they go to heaven, they get sucked off.
They get sucked off, which is, it's heaven.
It's the term they use. We don't want to have them go down.
No.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I started watching the final season of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, you hadn't seen that yet.
I didn't realize it had been 4 years.
Okay.
Because I'm sitting there watching some of it, and I'm like going, okay, what's the actress he's dating right now? He wants to break up with her. What's her name? God damn it! Where's Matt Grease? Anyway,
not here.
I forgot about her. I forgot about her character. I'm like going, oh, that's right. That's right, and he doesn't want to be with her. But there's a scene with Tutman that they're related to the what's her name, the woman that was freeing the slaves and stuff like that. I'm just drawing blank on all names. Tutman.
Harriet Tubman.
Oh,
Amy. No, I don't think that's it. No, she had her own. She's a huge comedian. She had her own show on HBO back in the day.
Tracy Ullman.
Tracy Ullman. Thank you.
Yep.
God damn.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Got it before Matt Treese.
The Simpsons premiered.
Yeah. But what there was a scene where the next door neighbor, he goes over and he thought it was his dad that died. It was his father-in-law. He goes, well, at least it's not your dad. He goes, what do you mean, Larry? So he's going back, but they're talking about a lemon tree. It's on the dude's property, but he wants Larry to pay for half because it's ruining his pipes. He goes, well, it's not really my tree. He goes, do you take the lemons? Well, yeah, I can go without the lemons. And I agree with Larry. It's not his fucking tree. It's your fault for it hanging over, right? So I don't think Larry should. I agree with Larry a lot. I think Larry is kind of
Have you gotten to the episode where they have a coat draping over the back of this guy's chair?
No.
Okay.
My last episode I watched was the Bricks, where Sienna Miller is into him, and he wants to break up with Tracy Ullman because he wants to obviously go for serum. And the Bricks say Larry David's a terrible person towards women and stuff like that. And he's trying to get people to put, and all of a sudden he gets all these bricks at the end with bashing Larry, because he gave the woman his roommate mom water. You're not supposed to do that in a when people are lining up to vote.
Oh yeah.
So I think the show's hilarious. I think the improv and all the stuff going on. But yeah,
I liked the last season. Whoa, hello.
I mean, you can see where Miller, what's his name? He just passed away. His friend.
Yeah, he's looking.
Had some plastic surgery done. But anyway, his Richard Lewis.
Say,
I beat you, Matt Treese.
He died.
Yeah, he died. Yeah, and he looks really bad.
Yeah,
and he looks really bad. But I used to love his comedy. He did a show with he had a show with Jamie Lee Curtis. I can't remember what it was called, but him and Jamie Lee Curtis had a sitcom.
You think about Helen Hunt?
Nope, that was Paul Reiser.
Paul Reiser, my fault.
Yeah. Mad About You. I can't remember what the show was, but it was anyway.
Well, it's like when I'm watching Modern Family in the last season, they have Fred Willard's character. He's looking worse and worse, and then he actually does die, and it's just like, But he is hilarious though, and I love the episodes with him.
His timing is comedic timing was great.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Cindy and I went and saw Mission Impossible.
Oh,
I thought Nick was going to be here.
Well, I think we should take another commercial break.
Okay.
Sorry.
I
just need to throw one in there.
I realized before we hadn't seen the one before. I think we were gonna go see it.
Oh,
and happened, and I go, oh wait, this is a carryover from the
previously on.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen. I don't think I've only seen like one or two of them.
Yeah, I've seen like 5 of them. I think there's like 7 or 8 of them. But I'm like, oh great, I haven't seen that one, so I'm not gonna know what's going on. You don't need to see it. It's action packed. I loved it. I thought it was great. But my wife, Cindy, she goes,
that was a big yawn.
I said, did you like it? She goes, yeah, I liked it. But she goes, the action scene just went on too long.
That's the fucking point of the movie.
I go, well, that's what the movie is. It's an action movie. She goes, just get to the point. Just get to the point. I go, but he's doing his own stunts. When you're seeing him do, I don't want to spoil it, but we're seeing him do some things and his face is like, I go, he's doing his own stunts. She goes, yeah, I don't care. And she goes, I was just like, okay, I get it. He's going to save the world. Let's go.
So Cindy didn't like it.
No, she loved it. She thought it was great, but she didn't like the fact that when she said it went on too long, I go, what?
Get to the point.
I went, the plot? She goes, no, the action scenes. I go, yeah, you're losing me on that one. I go, I don't know. She didn't.
So 2 thumbs kind of up.
Yeah, mine's a definitely. If you like action, it's a definitely Mission Impossible. It's a typical Tom Cruise movie. There's a lot of action, a lot of stuff going on.
Mission Impossible.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I got to watch the other one. It has some comedy in it. Does it
have any sex?
No, it's Tom Cruise movie.
Nudity.
No nudity, which is kind of a downer. Because you have,
Does it have anything that I don't know that I haven't covered? Does it have any poop?
No poop. There's no one pooping in the movie. Right. People die. Some of them, maybe the characters die. But I liked it. But then we watched. John Krasinski has a movie on Fountain of Youth. I think it's on Apple or
it's with
Natalie Portman
Natalie Portman. Thank you.
And the Garcia, what's her name? Is it Garcia?
What's it
really
called?
attractive. It's Fountain of Youth.
Oh, that's what it's called. Fountain
Yeah,
of Youth.
and I said, I go, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't have watched Mission Impossible first because it takes a while to get going. We watched it over 2 nights. The ending was good. I did enjoy the ending, but it tried to be too.
Was cocaine. This was more of like a cup of coffee.
Exactly. They tried to be too cutesy with it, with the banter.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, okay, that's not working. It's just get to the just fucking do the movie because it's not working. And but I did like it at the end. I said, okay,
sticking around and just get.
So, but again, when you're trying to do banter and it's not working,
then it's
like okay, it's like I remember the days of The Office where it was funny. This is okay, yeah. It's just like I don't know, you're
forced.
It's forced. It felt forced, and again, I just saw Mission Impossible, which had a lot of action in it. I'm surprised Cindy didn't, love. Because it had some action in it, but not like Mission Impossible. But I, if you're gonna watch it. But it was okay. And I can't get her to watch Poker. We watched the first 3 episodes of Poker Face, and she goes, she didn't like it because the main character is not in the whole show. The first couple, it's more about. I go, I think she likes the main character. So you're
from American Pie.
Yeah. What's her name? Anyway, it's I liked it, but I'm trying to get her to back into watching. She goes, I like the main character. I don't want to see the other people. I go, I think she's going to be more into it now because how it led. Yes, Natasha Leon.
And Triest also says that he saw a friendship. And if you like, I think you should leave. You'll enjoy that. So it's got Paul Rudd and Tim.
Oh, I wanted to watch that. Yes,
Tim Robbins.
Yeah. Robbins? Is it
Robbins? Robinson.
Okay, or Robinson. Yeah, it's Robinson. So
I did want to watch that.
Yeah. No, I like his brand of humor.
And I started Dark Winds season 3.
I started Righteous Gemstones.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm on like I'm on like the first couple episodes.
Nick would be excited.
Yeah, they revealed who Gabriel was at the end of the last episode I watched. And I think the episode I'm watching now, he's kind of like surveying the house to see where all the goods are and whatnot. And then there's the other side story about the people who are trying to extort him, fucking throwing each other down the hill and shit. And they all like it. It's just like one of those shows where you can tell it's just like it's one of those disaster after disaster after disaster scenario. Which I think is funny as hell.
And and again, if you like his brand of humor, I'm blanking on that guy's name now. That is behind the creation of Righteous Gemstones. Shit,
I gotta watch that.
Nick would know.
It's on my list.
I gotta look that up now, or else I'm just not gonna get past it. I can't believe I can't think of that guy's name.
Sucks getting older.
Danny McBride.
Oh, yeah. Danny McBride.
Yeah, like that. There, Triest was faster with it. So we're clearly slowing down.
Yeah.
Chris is giving the yawning signals here.
Sorry.
So, got the yawn shakes. So
East Coast tired.
Yawn Shanks Redemption.
But Danny McBride though, that is definitely like his there's a lot of physical comedy. There's a lot of slapstick, but yeah. So you've liked it so far then?
Yeah, so far it's good. Yeah, it's I worried that I might get sick of Danny McBride, but
I like the woman that plays his sister.
Hilarious.
She really, and then her husband CJ, and then also you have Adam.
Scott.
Devine.
Adam Scott.
Devine.
No, Adam.
Oh, Adam Devine. Okay.
Yeah.
Devine.
Is
Who's
it
Adam
fine?
Dirts?
Let me look it up here.
Oh, Dirts is one of the characters in the show that he's on, Workaholics. Dirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, his character's funny. Like,
Yeah.
So far it's been all good. Oh, Walton Goggins is now,
Goggin,
which
yeah.
is cool.
Oh, I could just watch White Lotus season 3.
Didn't even see Walton Goggins' junk, but
yeah, they definitely, that seems like, well, they go back to that well, at least, because
all right.
Chris
Is it his real junk or fake junk? Because
it's junk nevertheless, and
I think it's fake junk, but
that's in Righteous Gemstones.
They're not afraid to show the gemstones,
because I know in White Lotus season 2 we had to see what's his name's junk.
Steve Zahn. Oh,
Steve Zahn, yeah.
No, season 2 was Steve Zahn.
I don't remember.
Yeah, season 2.
Season 1.
No, I thought it was season 2.
Yeah, Zahn's in season 1.
Is Steve Zahn season 1?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I apologize.
Yep. That's right.
With what's her name for the actress that Sweeney.
Sweeney's
in it, yeah.
Yep.
And the other actress.
We're just listing actress names now. The other actress,
all the hot women.
Maggie the Magnificent, and Joanne with the Plan, and
Coach's wife,
and Ed the letter carrier. Thanks for doing what you do.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any emails to write or to read. Nick's not here.
I'm ready to wrap it up if you want.
Okay.
Oh, I heard you, Alexander Daddario. Yes.
That's who she is. Yes, thank you.
I'm thinking of the mother.
Oh, the mother was the mom on Friday Night Lights.
That's Coach's wife.
We've just melted into IMDb.
She was also in The West Wing.
She was. Yeah.
Well, if since you have Max, Chris, and I mentioned this while you were kind of off the show there for a hot minute, but Scavenger Rain.
Connie Britton.
Check it out.
God, why can't I remember Connie Britton?
Oh, you mentioned that last week. Yeah.
Yes, Scavenger Rain. Great animation. The story is solid, and it's weird as fuck. I love it. Yeah, it's cool. Sci-fi too. It's like if Aliens, the concept of the movie Aliens, and you merged it with a Studio Ghibli Spirited Away kind of thing. It's
cool.
It's some wild shit, man.
Cool.
But I enjoyed it. Anyway, thanks everybody that joined us live, though. We're back to our Thursday. One day we'll actually all be together again.
It's been a while.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Possible. And we also might be branching out onto TikTok at some point, too. Possibly.
You can send us gifts.
We love roses.
But what you can do right now, though, is subscribe to us on YouTube, Ramblecast After Dark, all typed out like that on YouTube. Subscribe to us there. Or send us an email. That would be a great way. I guess Randy does have an embargo on us. He's put a tariff tax on us. He's not showing up yet. Randy, if you're out there, send us an email at rcadcast@gmail.com.
Email.
And if I was Nick, I could gain access to said emails, but I don't have that power. You see, we like to keep everything kind of in a weird, hey, you do this job, I don't do this job scenario here. But thank you.
I don't do shit.
Way to call it back to Mr. Robinson.
Thank you.
And I don't do shit.
I don't do shit.
Thank you, though, for all of those patrons that I mentioned earlier. Maggie the Magnificent. I hope you enjoyed all of the Star Wars talk that we gave you last week.
Yes. That was for you, Maggie.
Maggie the Magnificent.
And if any of the other patrons want us to talk about stuff, feel free. Send us, let us know. But thank you, Joanne with the Plan.
Stop yawning, Chris.
Eckhart Richter, as well as Ed, the cool California letter carrier. Thanks for doing what you do. Thank you again to everybody that joined us in the chat. And good night, gentlemen. See you next week.
See ya.